good day, tankers! Welcome back to the channel. Today, I am going to do a review of the 110, this beautiful Chinese Tier 6 heavy-ish tank, and also show you one other cool thing that I found I don't know if anyone really knows about. Let's get into it. First off, let's look at the statistics of the tank, which are, what does it have? It is armed with a 100mm cannon, 280 alpha, 212 on the AP standard, so you're not exactly getting the best punch, but your DPM 2400 is really nice, especially with the fact that I got the reload down to 7 seconds. So it's not super punchy, but when you get the gun going, it's fantastic. Dispersion, I did nothing to touch dispersion. Maybe I did, but I will double click on that. 0.325. So, with the supplies I did on was, I did dispersion computer, ballistic computer, ammo rack, and crew cooling for the efficiency, obviously, because you can run adrenaline at this point. I run adrenaline because I wanted to have a better overall performance. So, 2.2 second aim time, and a 6 degrees gun depression, and a decent amount of armor on it, too. So, the turret is 180, 100 side, 60 rear, and 110 on the frontal plate, the upper plate, 80 and 60 on the rear. Now, I will say, this tank is definitely not your frontline heavy, and let me show you real quick. So, if you can get on really hard angles, you can make AP bounce pretty well, but you can see right down here, say the IS-3, the Tiger 2, they can shoot right at this point with AP and pretty much penetrate you. And especially like Tiger 2 because it's taller, so it's going to be more like this. Yeah. So the upper plate's not the greatest. It is decent. I would say it's actually more reliable than the IS-3. But the turret is where you're going to have a little bit of issue. Right here, because you see the gun mantlet's a little offset. So you're going to have issues like at this point. Like, if you hit it square on there with a medium tank, you can penetrate the gun, like the front mantlet. Otherwise, I mean, this side is really pretty good. Let's shoot some leaker points and don't shoot gun mantlet like any other tank. Lower plate's pretty bad. The sides are really bad. If you hit anywhere on this part right here, that little front quarter right there, that thing is angled in just a bit. But if you angle out too much, this is an easy pen. The sides, obviously, the sides is a ricochet if you got to angle it right, otherwise it's like super easy penetration. The side armor is not very good. That much I will give it. Side armor is not great. But otherwise, what else makes this thing is its biggest upside. The fact that it's got a really nice engine at 600 base horsepower, not very heavy at 40 tons, and a power weight to about 16 and a maximum speed of 54. This is what makes this, it really separates it from the IS-2C, because the IS-2C is like, it's so on its mobility, and its dispersion's garbage. So, I mean, you have to be kind of up front, even though you're not really a front line, but this thing, you could actually be a second line support while being quick and being able to get around flanks and all that and get into position really well. Supplies. Now, so I showed you the supplies. Obviously, I run some ammo, AP, and everything. This is what I want to show you. If you actually go to the ammunition itself and you click on the icons, there's actually a play button here, which shows you the actual effect of the ammo you're using. Really cool. So AP, let's show you a pen and not pen. The APCR will show you the shell itself just isn't only encasing the tungsten piercing round, and then you go to HE, boom, and it'll show you penetration and otherwise. Really cool feature I didn't know about, besides the information it gives you, which is the penetration millimeter variations, which is plus or minus 15 if you after doing the calculations. So really nice, really cool feature in that. So what am I going to show you is a replay this time because I don't have time for live play and I'm in the spot with bad service. So we're going to show you a really nice game where I was able to use mobility, the ability to semi-hold down while not maintaining like the front line, but also.
All right, and we are loading into Bastogne. Bastogne, I don't know exactly how to say this. So, in this game, I was able to actually face another player, and that player was a Pablo 537 rule. So, me being the situation being, there is more heavies than there are mediums. So I'm going to go heavy side, and I'm going to see if we can just double up here to just kind of keep this moving along. So I'm going to try this shot on the Tiger 2. It misses. I'm going to see, try to figure out where exactly to get to here to get a good shot off, and look, is 5%. Boom. Okay, so the gun is doing exactly what it's supposed to. It's good, doing good, hitting shots. DPM is on the works. Beautiful. So, I mean, yeah, like aiming in nicely. I mean, a 212 pen is good, especially when you can hit those cupola shots like that. Very nice. That Tiger 2 is pushing up, so I'm going to try to get something off. There's that weak corner of the front of the hull. And the Tiger, then one more shot in that corner. And I think that's killed the Type 59. Boom! Bounce the Tiger, some angle. I don't know exactly where it bounced, but you can get bounces with it. Like, I bounced the 110, the opposing 110, because when it finally crested over, the gun depression, when it finally pushed over, it gave you that angle to be able to, like, bounce off there quick. But if it was, well, I also did kind of poo-poo aim that. So here we're going to push on this side, because this is a need to be pushed. We're going to push and kill this T-29, and then let's get over to the other side of the map. And this is right here. I mean, I'm gonna slow this down a second. I want to see, like, kind of real feel like when I see this thing is cruising now. It's, you know, pretty much uphill, but like you're getting up to 40 kilometers per hour, and I was going uphill. Like, I was like, man, this is just even the first game playing it with wasn't fully upgraded engine, but like, just, you know, when you actually research the top engine on the IS-2C and it transitions to this tank, it makes a difference. So, like, one, you can kind of grind out a little more, and then there's another bounce, and I don't know exactly where that bounced from. We'll look at the hit check in the end of the game. But you give yourself that top engine for the IS-2 instead of just pushing, because you're going to have to grind it out for this tank anyway. So you're actually setting yourself up really well to give yourself a better advantage, because having that mobility, even if you got the poo-poo stock gun, is a massive advantage. Because even if you don't have the most pen or the best gun, if you can at least move, you can put yourself in better positions to actually utilize your tank better than if you just, you know, have the crud stock engine and, you know, be suffering. So, well, now we're getting to a point where I'm just going to speed it up again. So we're going to kind of push in here, because there's only 3 of them left, and this is essentially like a dub in the bag right here. So, and I'm going to show, if there's a few shots that are like, yeah, okay, on the move. Yeah, not really happening. I tried to aim in, and my Type 59 friendly decided to get right in front of my shot, kill the ISU-152, come around, and then this is where you can hit shots with move. Obviously, when you're closer, it does work. And to finish this game off, show, boom, ram, done. So the jump from the IS-2C to the 110, it feels like light years. I mean, in literal speed, but also just the gun itself. It's only 100 millimeter, and you only have 280 alpha, so you're not slapping super hard, but you're doing it often. And when you get into a good position to really work that DPM, that's where this thing really, really shines. Like if you want to compare it, like any of the medium tanks. Let's just go to medium tanks. No, I have medium tanks. Filter here, medium tanks. So I mean, you just go to let's do the Pershing. That's a little more fair. The Pershing has it's got 2200 DPM. and only 240 per shot. Like, yeah, it's got the gun depression, but like it doesn't have enough like it doesn't have the bang, but it also doesn't have the DPM to keep up with the 112. It's also not as fast as the 112. And then even like say the T4040 Mod 1, this like, yeah, it's worse DPM, worse dispersion. It has less gun depression. I think it's got much better armor, but that's a trade-off. You're basically a medium tank that can bounce shots. When with the 110, like, you're literally taking all the best of like a pretty good medium tank, and you're giving yourself more hit points to really actually perform so well. So yeah, you only have a little bit of you only have the little 280, but the dispersion, the DPM, 7 seconds of reload is just, it shreds, man. It really does shred. It is a great tank. It does do its job very well. Don't frontline, seconds of line support, and you're playing it perfectly. And you'll find yourself liking it just as much as I do. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this, found this good and informative, and I hope to see you all in the next time. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.